And another thing. One more note in my journaling vloggingness about people's experiences are people's experiences, and people's feelings are people's feelings, and it is sometimes, depending on the individual's state, dictates how they perceive others in their states, if that makes sense. So what I'm saying is, for me, a triggering thing for me, and what I've come to realize is it tires me to argue people about my own personal experiences. So people do miraculous things all the time, or have different things happen, different experiences happen in their life, and unless you catch it on film or you were privy to it yourself, it's hard to believe these things happen, right? But if this person is a genuine person, and you know that they're authentic and genuine, and they're telling you this story, then as hard as it is for you to believe, and you don't have to believe it, there might be some essence of truth to that from a genuine person, because there are a lot of people out there that, one apple ruins the bunch or whatever. But even to liars, their lie is their reality. So, take it with a grain of salt or whatever, but there is some truth in the lie, and there's some lie in truths, what have you. But so for me, I've had some different experiences in life to which other people are telling me are not a thing, and I'm like, I've lived it, I'm fighting you. So instead of wasting energy and fighting people now, I'm just accepting that they have their thoughts and opinions, and I have my thoughts and opinions, and I'm the one that's lived my life, so I know what my version is to be true for now, unless or until something changes, sways, or what have you me otherwise. And then my girlfriend and I, in our conversation earlier, she was telling me, because they're going through a process, as I said, and she's got a couple young kids, and as a parent, when you cohabitate with other people, whether it be children or just other roommates or what have you, everybody gives off an energy in whatever state they're in. So we have to learn how to play with each other's energies a little bit better, understanding what have you. Discernment, lots of discernment on all sorts, and teaching the children this as well. But anyways, so she's going through her process. These kids are going through their process while they're all going through a process. And so my friend got to a point and was like, I can't with your process at the moment. And it's beautiful because we were discussing this, and she came to this awareness, her own self, and was like, I said this, and was like, oh, me, huh, right? But what that conversation sparked within me, and what I have been doing with my kid, has been kind of allowing whatever that emotion is to exist, and bringing it to light, and just letting it be and do whatever it does. And whenever it's over, then we can come back and work on it together, talk about it together if you choose, you know what I mean? That is our beautiful free will here in this existence, is that choice to communicate or not, to be or not to be. That is the question. It should be to communicate or not to communicate. That is the real friggin' question. Thanks, Willie. Where was I going with this one? All right, people's experiences and letting people have their feelings. So in our conversation with my friend, she was she told me, and I have this thing kind of being like a parrot. I will listen to the conversation, and certain words I can repeat back to you because they're words that I'm curious about as to why you said them, because they have a certain energy about them, or certain other words tell a story. Actually, one word can tell a whole story. It's beautiful. corkboards or mandalas. And so she had said a phrase or a word that was kind of like disempowering the other person on their feelings at that time. And that's where my realization was. So I curiously asked about that space and was kind of like, how did we put it? Oh, I explained like how I function with my kid, because like I learn a lot from this person. So I am in hopes that when we have these kinds of conversations, there's a lot of back and forth sharing and learning from each other. So I really enjoy the way she moves with her kids in certain aspects, and in other aspects I'm like, oh, okay, which I'm pretty sure she probably sees within me too. But anyways, that being aside, I just wanted to shed light on that aspect of like one person dictating or telling another person about their feelings, and what you're feeling and how you can feel them and when you can feel them, and like there's a whole thing around that. And both she and I grew up in an atmosphere where that was like kind of our world, where we were dictated and told when and how, what we should be thinking and feeling and doing. And that's kind of where we're trying to learn from and move differently with our children, is allowing them to actually experience their lives, their journey, as much as they can, right? I would love to say from day one, but life does happen. And it's really cool. I have another friend, she really inspired a beautiful thought here a couple years ago when I so much control issues we've been overcoming, but yeah, she had said like that she had come to a realization with her kids, like as soon as we give birth to these beings, like as much as we're like, these are our kids and our babies and we got mama bear instinct and that's all well and fine and beautiful and nurture and nature and all of the jazz, but at the end of the day, as soon as these beings come out of us, that starts their hero's journey, their journey. And we sometimes we're not aware of that, or aren't, we dip in and out of that consciousness, which I'm so grateful for Rhodes College for that one, like everything, but that one piece of information about how the levels of listening works, because it's just the exact same as how we listen to ourselves consciously, because there's so many different levels that the depths that we can go to understand things better. But anyways, yeah, as soon as a baby is born, that is their journey. Like if that parent passes in that birth and there's nobody else around to take care of that child or whatever, like that child still exists and is still, going to exist / live, thrive, as long as certain criteria are met. Life will out, right? So that's pretty interesting, I thought, about the whole journey thing, and really opens up a lot of space as a parent, because as a parent, like what closes that gap, I feel, is our fear of losing control or losing our children. Like as soon as that is an issue, as soon as there's a threat to them, to their livelihood, like that's when we go full feral. If we were not taught otherwise. So big into the awareness and teaching, and I give props to those who already have and done, and the four-seaters that have created those people that have held that space and taught that knowledge, which is again why I enjoy this beautiful space that we're in. Like it's bittersweet beautiful space, because we are in a turn of I want to say turn of events, turn of space, turn of time, where those beautiful space holders and light, so you want to talk about light workers, and like, yes, just by existing and having a loving heart, you're doing your part and putting out vibrations. But regardless how their egoic 3D selves showed up, there are pillared people that seeded like grain, like made fire in the ways of philosophy and our value system and society and stuff. Those people that started it way back when, hundreds of years ago, so they have passed on, and then we've had people take up their place. So now we are in a space where like those people are okay, I have to say it because with all due respect, but like our Oprahs and I want to say Deepak Chopra, but I call him Tupac Oprah. Two of the best in one. Like it's actually from the heart. So anyways, these people, our Mel Robbins and our Tony, I want to say Tony Robbins as well. Don't think there's a relation. Who's the one that just passed away? Bob Proctor. Our Bob Rosses. Our Steve Irwins. Like those memeable, lovable, solid light worker, light fixture people in our world, they're gone. But their essence, their consciousness, their energy has been a thing and is a thing and will always be a thing. But now other people that vibrate in that space and that energy are being tapped / born to pick up these places and spaces. So like beautiful Abraham Hicks, she's done beautiful work, but she too is human and will make the transition one day. So someone has to take up the calling. And like Dolores Cannon, she transitioned as well, but she was blessed to have a daughter to continue that legacy of exploration and learning and understanding this ever expanding and newly creating universe that we're in. So as a just one in a million, but knowing one of a whole, that's a lot. Like I said, no wonder humans, flashes of things in my brain. Like that meme, it was like, you made monkeys with anxiety. Like, in the 3D, we are monkeys with anxiety, but in the 5D, we are really chill because it's a whole other ball game. Same story, just different ball game. Kind of like, like when they take a movie and they remake the movie, sometimes it turns out really well, sometimes it doesn't. I don't know. There's things there. But anyways, I think that's all on that one. Definitely hard impact on like that experience. Like it really, that is a huge trigger for me, for someone who's like, nope, that didn't happen. Well, no, but it did, because I lived it. So for you to tell me that it didn't is very triggering. And I could understand how anybody at any age or stage of the game could feel that way about that, as well as like your feelings. Like if I don't feel happy and I don't want to smile, then I'm not going to smile. So you telling me to do so is not going to help the situation. You know what I'm saying? But then it is upon me to decide when I am going to allow myself to feel what I want to feel, but not have that impact other people, or / the duration of how long I want to feel that way, or not how long I want to, but observing the process and seeing how long I'm allowing that to go on and happen, or what have you, right? Beautiful Aquarian energy, just coming in strong, lots of awareness. That's the stuff that hits you like a freight train. You can either accept it and work with it, and accept it, understand it, learn about it, find the love, the joy, the bliss. Like, these are all things that I was like, how can you, when I was so mad and stuff which I still see is still there. Like, those things don't go away, but we learn how to develop through it, grow out of it, you know what I mean, if we so choose to. That is the choice. That is the choice, that free will choice. But anyways, I could ramble on all day. This was great. I feel better. I feel lighter. This was great. Have a great day.